This is KTSM 9 News at 5.
Both the city and the county of El Paso are taking action to prevent rising crime, especially among teenagers. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Andy Morgan.
And I'm Natasha Paloma. El Paso police urging teens to avoid attending those random house parties that are often seen promoted through social media. KTSM 9 News reporter Carla Draxler spoke to police about this issue. Carla.
Natasha and Andy, I'm actually standing in front of a house where back in June, over 100 people gathered for a house party that resulted in 5 people being injured. Out of those 5, 2 critically. And this is definitely not the only case. This is in Socorro, but there was just recently another house party resulting in injuries just last month. And the police say they are really concerned about the rise in numbers of these house parties and actually how violent they can get. I spoke earlier with the EPPD spokesperson, Sergeant Enrique Carrillo, and he tells me that these parties are happening at often rented properties. Now, invitations are sent out through social media, also promoting drug and alcohol use, specifically targeting minors and young adults from 15 to 20 years old. And Sergeant Carrillo says one big problem is the amount of people attending these parties, and sometimes it is impossible to control that number and can result in any attendee becoming a victim of violence, especially if there are gangs involved.
You know, it's a choice, so we can't stop everybody, we can't hold everybody's hand and keep them from placing it in the fire. That's why we're giving this message. It's urgent. We're urging people to know that this is happening and it's going to continue to happen. It's escalating, and so this is something that can be prevented.
And Carrillo is also urging parents, especially now that school has started, he's expecting these parties to start popping up even more. So he's telling them to make sure they monitor what their teens, what their kids are doing on social media, but most of all for everyone to take that personal responsibility. I also did ask him, so what are some consequences that can come out of attending these house parties? And he says, well, among just use of alcohol and drugs, it is the fact that it can cost someone their life. Back to you.
Carla, if police are aware about these house parties, is there anything that they can do to prevent something like this from happening, or at least maybe slow it down a little bit?
So one thing that was actually done by the county, that was last week, they reinstated a curfew in the unincorporated areas of the county, meaning anyone 16 or younger cannot be outside of their home from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. And also the city of El Paso already has that curfew in place. Back to you.
Carla Draxler reporting for us live in Socorro tonight. Carla, thank you.